Hey there, it's FBI Frank. I don't know why you can still hear the intro music, but you can. I'll figure that out when I can see what I'm doing. But I hear y'all still don't think I'm real. Here I am. FBI Frank's making a return to prove that he exists. And you can hear me in my other window too. And I can't see where my mute button is. Because I can't see shit with these glasses on. So we're gonna swap those out. But we've got FBI Frank, and we're gonna prove that he's real. Hello. Got my toothpick. Got a cup of. This isn't coffee. This is whiskey. It's hard being an FBI agent. It's hard to drink with this fake mustache on too. It's limiting the mobility of my lips. Hello, Mademoiselle Scythe. So good to see you, love. Hope you're having a lovely day. How do you like your YouTube wifey with a mustache and weird hair? Hey, Fiona's mom. So good to see you. The wig's making my forehead itch. But I hope you're all having. You can't breathe. Well, that's lovely. I'm not trying to kill you, but you know, I have another coffee here too with a straw, so that helps. I'm gonna have to transfer that straw to my other coffee. But yeah, we do I have my earbuds? Yes, I do. My microphone's way the fuck over there. I don't know if you guys could hear me. Forgot to pull my microphone in. Got my. This is how you know I'm really FBI. It's on my shirt. So, but we do have FBI Frank. FBI Frank is back. Got my toothpick. We're gonna go on a stakeout later. So, if anybody gets any threats, you just give old Frank here a call and I'll take care of it for you. Don't you worry. Forehead itches. But yeah, it is Saturday, and it's been a productive morning for old FBI Frank here. Went and got a haircut, which I do have a wig on, but went and got a haircut. Ran some errands this morning. Picked up my rental car for my drive to Texas tomorrow. That's right, the toothpick. The toothpick makes it legit. Are we looking for Amber Lynn? Yep, we're gonna look for Amber Lynn from the Kentucky FBI field office. I did get McDonald's this morning for breakfast because I was out running errands. So I got a sugar-free vanilla, French vanilla. Yep, this is my natural hair. This is what I had done. I've done at Great Clips this morning. I had them curl it for me. This is my natural look. I didn't shave. So yep. My ear itches. So but hey, Lizzie R. So we do have so I did catch part of Amber Lynn's video yesterday during Ilya's live, but I was also working during that live, so I wasn't fully paying attention. But before we get into Amber Lynn's video, I'll need to change. I don't know how long this wig's gonna last because it is making my forehead itch. But all of my screens are visible. No, hide. There we go. So, um, we first, so Beck pinned a comment onto their video of the snowflake Q&A, the second part. And I didn't know about this pinned comment until Ilya brought it up yesterday, but I want to read it here. And it actually it doesn't it brings more questions to me than it answers. So, the pinned comment says, if you can't read it here, because who knows if you can actually read it on my screen. The pinned comment says, I saw some confusion in the comments about how she ended up with the money and how she kept it from me. It was a confusing time. I was still grieving and I had already been feeling beaten down for a while. Amber didn't just take my check or anything. We had a joint bank account that the settlement was deposited in, and she told me to send it to her for all the things she paid for. The bills, the food, the rent, etc. And at first I said no. We fought about it, and eventually I caved because she made me feel like I owed it to her. I transferred the money to her and I never saw any of it again. I just wanted to be more clear about that because the language wording I used in that section of the video was a bit vague. Thank you all for your support. It really means a lot to me that I can talk to you all about these things. Thank you, Lizzie R. Wow, Paw Patrol, there you go. So what confuses me about this is they had a joint bank account. They didn't have separate accounts. They only had one joint bank account when they started dating. So what I don't understand is, so this was deposited into the joint bank account because this was the only bank account either of them had. I don't understand what is meant by she told me to send it to her. I transferred the money to her. To what? To another account? There wasn't another account as far as we know. There was just the one joint bank account that was Beck's, I believe, to begin with. And then when they started dating, Amber was put onto her account. I mean, unless there was a second account from someone somewhere. But I don't understand. I don't understand this. What is meant by this, because as far as we know, there was only one checking account that they both shared, and Beck had free access to this account because they both would have had debit cards with their names on it, because Beck wouldn't be able to take Amber's card and go use it somewhere just in case she was carded. Because if they're like, okay, it's not signed, let me see your ID, and Beck is like, oh, this is my girlfriend's card, people aren't going to let you use a card with somebody else's name on it if they card you for it. Hey, DV, good to see you. Yeah, Lizzie R., my mother, girl boss Ashley, always tells me and my sister to have our own bank accounts and to be financially stable before dating, getting engaged to someone. Absolutely, that's good advice from your mother, Ashley, there. So I'm just so this doesn't really clear up anything to me because I don't know, because if it was in a joint bank account, Amber would have access to it and Beck would have access to it. So I don't understand. I don't understand this whole thing. This just brings up more questions to me than clearing anything up. And it could be just maybe Becca's assuming that we understand all of their financial situation here with the accounts, but I don't understand this. This just brings up more questions to me, and this whole situation about Amber actually keeping the money from Beck. Because if it was a shared account, Beck would have access to it, and so would Amber. So I don't understand Amber keeping it away from her when it was in a shared account that they would both have access to. That's what's confusing me about this whole situation. Hey Mars, good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Because they didn't have a separate account, Lizzie R. They only had the one shared account as far as I know. And since Beck stopped working, Amber Lynn would have been the only one putting money into the account unless Beck got like commissions or something. Um, so yeah, so this is just more confusing to me than answering any of the questions that could have possibly been brought up. This just confuses me more um, about the whole situation. Now, I try to give Beck the benefit of the doubt, just like I do Amber Lynn. But if something doesn't make sense to me, I will raise that. I know people are like, believe Beck no matter what. But Beck has also proven to not have clear memory of some situations and things. And Beck is not infallible. So, yeah, I'm just confused about this. I think she said it was a few $1,000s, like $4,000 or $5,000. I want to say, because I believe it was a pension. I think from her mother's husband or something that she was supposed to be getting, and then it got given to the kids or something. But it was some kind of pension thing that was transferred, I believe. Um, so yeah, so this just brought up a few more questions for me than answered. And then, so, um, yeah, so I don't know. So that's for Chase. Sorry, I have random hairs because I did just get my hair cut. So I do have random hair on me that's making me itch. Um, yeah, it's Chris. It sounds like Amber had another account, but as far as we know, they only had one account. So that's what I'm not clear on because I don't know why Amber, unless, so we know Amber had a savings account, right? Because she would always say that she would transfer like 50% of her YouTube money directly into her savings account. Maybe that's where it was going. I don't know, but it just doesn't make this just brings up more questions to me than it answers anything. Um, yeah. So something else really quick. Hey, YouTube alert worked. That's great. I'm glad it worked. And so if we get time, we will watch Alexis's video. And we'll cover some of these messages with Emily. And we will do that. We'll do those after Amber Lynn's video. So, we do have a video from Amber Lynn titled The Truth About FBI Frank, yours truly, with screenshots, voice memos, DMs, and text messages. The mustaches. You know, I don't know how men deal with mustaches when they have like runny noses. I don't know if I could deal with like snot all up in my mustache. Breath Machine Pondu. Why would Beck lie about her inheritance? Their inheritance. I don't know. It's a good question. Other than just to make Amber Lynn look bad. Or maybe not remembering situations as clearly as they could, because you know there's always going to be two sides, Amber's and Beck's, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. Amber's going to see the situations differently, and Beck is going to see the situations differently. So the mustache is giving Clint from Stardew. Oh, it really kind of is. I am kind of giving Clint from Stardew Valley. That makes me a little sad, Mars. Because Clint's kind of creepy. This is kind of a creepy 70s stash, though. So, yeah. I'm just saying, Chris, that I'm more confused about this situation, and from this didn't clear things up for me. All right, there are three sides, Chris. Person one, person two, and the truth. The truth is always somewhere in the middle. Fiona's dad had a mustache and a beard, but is bald. You know, a lot of bald guys, it's like their hair just transferred. But, um, yeah. So Amberlynn has heard reaction channels say that before. I've said that before. And she's heard other reaction channels say that before about, there's always three sides. Person one, person two, and then the truth is somewhere in the middle. So Amberlynn has heard reaction channels say that before. It is 70s porn star. Bow chicka bow bow. Yep. It is. This is my porno stash. So you think more of the onus is on Amber because why would you spend someone's inheritance unless it's agreed upon? Right. That money would have been Beck's coming from her mother's passing. That should have been Beck's money. 100%. So it's possible that at this time Amber could have been like, well, I've been paying for everything for the last X number of years. This is your chance to contribute to the household. Instead of seeing it as this is money from your mom's passing, you can use this money in whatever way you want. I could see either side because of how Amber behaved during this time. But I don't know, it's just the way that Beck has written this, it's all more confusing to me because of the joint account and transferring. It all just is more confusing to me, if that makes any sense. But since Amberlynn is refusing to speak on any of this, we won't know, right? Because if Amber, in her last live stream, she's like, I've set up the boundary that I'm not going to be speaking about Beck. So unless Amberlynn decides that she's going to address this particular situation, then we aren't going to know Amber's side of this. So even if you owe someone money, demanding their inheritance is horrible. That's the last thing Beck's mom could give them. Yeah. I never said it was good if Amber did this. I'm just saying that I'm confused with the way that it's been worded and the way that Beck has described the situation. Amber didn't want Beck to work. It should have been her money regardless. Yeah, I never said it shouldn't have been. Yeah. So, all right. Let me see. So we are going to see here. Gonna get rid of that. Gonna put that there. Sorry, I need to. Alright, if you do happen to be new here, I do speed Amberlynn up to 1.25 speed because she does speak a little too slowly for me. So all that being said, we are going to okay, got that up here. Got my camera positioned mostly. Microphone. Get that there. All right. And we have another React-Lynn video, and she's reacting to herself again for some fucking reason. I don't know. I would rather see her react to something else, somebody else. I mean, if she wanted to react to a reaction channel reacting to her, or somebody else in Girl World, if she wanted to react to a foodie beauty reaction or something, I'd rather see her react to anything else other than herself. I mean, really. All right, but I'm gonna give a volume check here.
Hey guys, welcome to another React to Lynn video. I figured we should do one about the FBI Frank story.
All right, and she doesn't give us a date, so we don't know when she recorded this. Um, but yeah, so is the volume okay for you all? So notice that, Beck has been doing these Beck kind of reacts, where Beck is giving little bits and clips about reaction channel videos and things. Amberlynn's kind of doing the same thing here, this React to Lynn stuff. I just wish she wouldn't be reacting to herself. It's a little self-centered and narcissistic. I don't think she is a narcissist, but I do believe she does have narcissistic tendencies. And a lot of people do. But Amberlynn is just really in love with herself. Alright, I'm going to assume the volume is okay.
Hey guys, welcome to another React to Lynn video. I figured we should do one about the FBI Frank story. Since then, people have been literally trolling me about this story.
Literally.
I want to clarify exactly what happened. Did I actually lie about this? Or do I have proof that it did happen? Okay, so today we have a mukbang and a story time for you guys.
Oh yes, the lovely shot of the plate up to her chin and the camera right in front of the fucking plate.
Which I am so excited for. It's actually like really random and weird. So in this video, I'm actually in my office, and that picture that's behind me is this beautiful woman, and her nipples were out. Yep.
Yep, her nipples were out. Ooh, do I need to? Oh, I don't have my sensor finger.
We have water is what we were drinking today. Wow, your girl was drinking water back then.
Why did we zoom in that far on the neck?
I need to take my advice because I have not drank a drop of water in weeks, and I'm
Girl, get some sparkling water. If you don't like the carbonation, I don't like the sparkling waters that just taste like pure carbonation, like Waterloo or LaCroix or any of those. But the Clear American brand from Walmart tastes really good. I have a can right here for after I finish my coffee. It's a strawberry flavor. Sparkling ice, I have a 12-pack of those downstairs as well. The sparkling ice doesn't taste like carbonation, and have good flavor, and it's water.
I'm not joking about that. And what we are eating today is Singapore.
My wig is slowly inching its way up my head. Singapore noodles are actually quite tasty. One of my grocery stores has these in their deli section, and actually Singapore noodle sounds pretty tasty right about now.
Rice noodle, which is so freaking good. This is what it looks like. I want to eat on a plate though. Oh my gosh. In Virginia, oh my god, this is so much. Singapore rice noodle, or
yes, you are crazy, Lizzie R.
It's also called Singapore Mei Fun, is literally one of my favorite things to get at a Chinese restaurant. And they give you,
yeah, like it's kind of a curry mixture flavor on the noodles. Usually some vegetables and then some meat of some sort.
So much. They literally pack that container so full. I have never finished that in one sitting. I think it's impossible. Holy. Okay, so in Virginia they called it Singapore rice noodle.
Are you really the last person to find out about the skip ads forever
Apparently
button?
I am the last person to find this out.
If it sounds familiar to you, it's probably because you've seen their ads everywhere.
Where I got it, but here in Kentucky they call it Mei Fun. So you know what? This is Singapore Mei Fun. So you guys can find it at your Chinese restaurant. It's rice noodle. It's like a curry base. There's
pretty tasty.
Shrimp, bell pepper, pork
without shrimp.
Just deliciousness. Oh yeah, and chicken. I'd much rather have it without the meat.
That's a lot of different meats in there.
I don't mind the meat too much, but I wouldn't say the meat is exactly my favorite. So let's dive in. So
yes, White Claw is alcoholic. It's a seltzer.
I actually haven't had this in so long, probably over a year. But the last time I did have it, I asked for just shrimp because the shrimp in it is really good. But the pork and the chicken, especially the chicken, is a no.
I love how she like watches herself in the camera taking the bite. It's like let me make sure that I'm eating the food sexily enough for the camera. It drives me nuts. And normally when I would do these reactions to these videos of her eating, I would try to cut out as much of her chewing and eating as much as I could because I don't like to hear people eating, and I know a lot of my viewers did not like it either, so I tried to always cut that out. It's not meant for a family of 6, Breath Machine Pondu. It's maybe portions in the US are big. It's like a 2-person portion.
Absolutely amazing. So how are you guys doing?
Great, Amberlyn.
Oh, by the way, this has a little spice to it. So if you don't like spicy foods, definitely don't go for it.
I'm telling you, life is so much easier when I just filmed mukbangs. Such easy content. Like, eat a good meal and just talk while you're doing it. But it's not fun to react to. It's not fun to watch. I will say that.
If it's not fun to react to and not fun to watch, then why react to your own video of this? But she watches mukbangs all the time. She watches mukbangs and she enjoys them. The camera being this close, she could have moved the camera further back and like put it on a tripod or something in front of her, so we weren't like right here in front of her watching her eat these noodles.
I was gonna do my makeup, but I realized my face needs to breathe.
I realize my face needs to breathe. Now let's hear the gulp, gulp, gulp.
Okay. Story time. Wait, that bell pepper was so good.
The bell pepper was
Okay.
so good.
So being on YouTube comes with a fair share of disappointments.
Disappointed! If you get that Hercules reference.
I mean, amongst amazing things as well. But something that I consider a disappointment is like telling people to off themselves or threatening to off someone. Why?
Well,
Yeah, those are all a little much, and I don't know how much longer we're gonna leave this wig on. She couldn't pan out due to the nipples. Yeah, trying to blur something is too much work for Amberlyn.
it's pretty simple. These people hide behind keyboards and they can say whatever the hell they want with no consequences
Twinkie.
whatsoever. So there has been like this idea floating around, which I feel like is such a good idea. That like if you're going to be on certain social medias, like you have to show your ID with that username. So
No, I don't think that would go over well. No, it's not a. If it is a plastic fork, it's the one that came with the meals. I didn't look at the fork.
if things are being said that are extremely scary, like ultimately like hardcore harassment and threats, like your username and your comment or your messages are linked up to your ID. I think that's such a freaking great idea.
So, last
No, it's not a plastic fork. She has black silverware. I know, I'm sorry, it's Chris. The wig, I got my hair cut earlier, so I do have some hairs like on my neck making me itch, but then the wig is like making my forehead itch. I'm sorry, it's Chris.
October or November, I was simply just skimming through
Lizzie R., I know you heard Tree Boy Ilya say that yesterday.
the comment section of my YouTube, and I usually get a lot of people saying mean things to me, and none of it has ever like made me feel any sort of way. Nothing scares me, nothing like that. It all just makes me feel like uncomfy. But there was
Uncomfy?
one that I remember reading that kind of like was like, this is how all scary movies start. It was saying how they know where I live, they're gonna off me. They said they live nearby, like this whole thing.
Yeah, so I would say, I mean, I haven't ever seen this comment, I don't believe, but people can be unhinged. We've seen how crazy the last 6 months, year, people can be when it comes to Amberlynn and when it comes to Girl World. So somebody commenting this on one of her videos, I would not put it past somebody to be like, "Oh, I know where you live. I'm gonna come off you. I live really close." I would not put it past someone um commenting this on her videos. And if it isn't the first time they've commented something like this, people would notice. It's possible that Amberlynn may have just seen this one comment, but they may have been commenting these sorts of things on several videos that people that watch Amberlynn could have possibly noticed in the comments. The plate of food is as white as, well, it's a perspective issue there, Breath Machine Pontu. Because the plate's closer to the camera, it's going to look bigger. So that's just perspective. That's how perspective works with cameras.
I remember reading it and being like, excuse me? I actually took a screenshot of it. This is the only time I've ever done this. Like, actually been kind of like scared of a comment.
I'm really annoyed because I actually do not have the screenshot of it. Obviously, like all of this happened in 20.
Well, I wouldn't say obviously, but yeah, for somebody like Amberlynn that would get a lot of hate and things, if I were to get a comment on one of my videos with somebody like being like, "I know where you live, and here's I live nearby. I'm gonna come kill you," that would be a little concerning to me. I could just be like, "Oh, whatever, just some crazy person," but you don't know. There are some unhinged people out there, and you don't know what they're capable of. And with the community of Girl World, I could see Amberlynn being like, this is a little unhinged. I need to do something about this.
2021, but it wasn't until February 2022 when the FBI actually tried to contact me. And then I actually didn't even upload the story time until March 2022. So yeah, through all the shuffle of it all, I definitely do not have that screenshot anymore, sorry.
Well,
a Chewy order is on the way for Radar, who hears everything. And that's...
as I'm taking screenshots and stuff and sending them, I remember I sent it to Becky, a couple other friends of mine. I was like, what is this? Like, what is this? So I guess some of you, so I want to say thank you, actually found that comment and was scared by it as well, because I get a message on Instagram from my ex's sister.
Yes, and people, we all assumed it was Beck's sister, but Amberlynn never said that it was Beck's sister. Now, this person, so when it comes to online threats like this and things like this, sometimes just the local police will get involved. But if this person didn't live in Kentucky, and if they lived in like Indiana or another, like maybe Ohio, because those aren't very far away from the Lexington area, it's just a couple of hours away. So if this person didn't live in Kentucky, but lived in a nearby state, then that would be an interstate type crime type thing. And then the FBI would be brought in to investigate, because the local police cannot, because it's a different state.
And said, the FBI showed up for you. She sent me a picture of like the card that the FBI gave her. The FBI said, contact her because we need to talk to her. I was terrified.
And all of that is true.
So it could be this person, if a couple of different people, like, maybe contacted the Lexington police or whatever because they knew Amber lived in that area, maybe this person was leaving multiple comments on other videos and being threatening, and people spotted this person and they were like, wow, this person could be serious about this. So I would say it could be possible people that watched Amberlynn could have contacted the police, because if they're like, hey, Amberlynn may not see this because she may not read all of her comments, we're going to report this and at least get this person checked out. And the police or whatnot, the FBI can subpoena YouTube to get people's IP addresses and these things.
That very much did happen. And here is a screenshot. I blocked out any personal information, obviously. Here's actually the screenshot of the person messaging me and telling me about it, and then also sending me a picture of the card that the FBI gave them.
Okay, so it says, hey, so the FBI came to my parents' house today looking for contact information for you. They said you weren't in trouble. They just need to talk. They just need to talk. I just want to talk. I just want to talk. Give me your address. Hey, Ilya. You're going to get your tires changed because you have a flat. Oh, no. That is not good. I am so sorry. That really, really sucks. Well, be safe. And thank you for lurking at least. I said you weren't in any trouble. They just need to talk. I don't think anyone has your number, so they blah, 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 blah. And then the agent's information, and there is a business card picture. It's all been blocked out. We can just see the Federal Bureau of blah, 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 blah. And then Amber's like, what in the world? And then there's 2 voice memos. And then the other person says, thanks. That's crazy that they reached out for that specifically / saw it. I'm glad it wasn't anything serious. So the FBI will take online threats very seriously, and the police will too. If they are threatening physical harm on someone, they will take that seriously, especially if this person had made multiple comments on various videos that people had seen.
I had a panic attack because I had to sit there and think of my life. I was like, literally, did I do something that I don't remember that I did? Like, honestly, I was...
You know, it's like whenever you're going through, like, airport security, you start to feel a little bit nervous before you get up to go through security, and it's like, you know, what if I forgot that I have a gun in my luggage? What if I forgot that I have a machete down my pants? You know, it's like, you're, like, so nervous, like, oh my god, what if I forgot that I packed a bomb and I just forgot that I packed this? You just irrationally, like, worry about these things. Like, oh no, did I forget that I have something illegal? You know.
I was so terrified. I was like, what is happening?
And that's low-key downplaying it. I was genuinely scared. I was so confused. Do you guys ever get that feeling when, like, you see a cop, like, you're in a car and you see a cop and they're behind you, and, like, literally you think that you've done, like, the worst crime in the whole world, even though you've literally done nothing? I have nothing.
You get pulled over and you're like, oh my god, do I have a warrant out? Did I do something and I have a warrant? When you get pulled over for, like, speeding or some traffic violation.
Feels this way because there are memes about it, and that's genuinely how this situation felt, but, like, on steroids, like, 1,000,000 times worse.
A million.
I don't know why, but the FBI didn't know I lived here.
So this right here is one of the reasons why people are like, this story is so fake. Like, how does the FBI not know where you live? And that is a question that I also have myself.
Yeah, I don't know why the FBI wouldn't have her address. I mean, the IRS would have had her address because she files taxes, right? So the government has her address. I mean, maybe when they did a background check or they pulled up her name, maybe it showed the previous address instead. So it's... I don't know how they wouldn't have had the current address, but... Yes, Scythe. Oh my god, is there literally a dead body in my trunk? I know, it's like, did I forget that I put a body in there? I don't remember. Your mom innocently brought cooking knives onto a Delta flight once because she's insane. This mustache is gonna hurt like hell when I pull this off my face. I just may keep it. I may just have a mustache now, y'all. Because this is going to hurt when I peel it off. Oh, well, this side's a little loose. But, this side is on really good. So, I just may be mustachioed now. But yeah, I don't know why the FBI would not have her address unless it came up with multiple addresses and they didn't know which one was her current one and they contacted this one. So if they would have went to a sister's house Um, it would have had to have been an address where Amberlynn had lived, probably with this sister or with this ex-girlfriend. So I don't know if it would have. I don't know if Destiny had a sister, or if this would have been like Crystal, maybe. If Crystal had a sister, I don't know, but yeah, just this would be the biggest thing that would be questioned. Would be like, why would the FBI not be able to find your address? And it could just be because it's a local field office. Like, this isn't like the national FBI, somebody in Washington D.C. This would be a local field office there in Lexington. Hey, honey fungus, haven't seen you in ages. I hope you're doing well. Wait till the change, you won't need a fake mustache. Wait till the change? What change? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you implying that I'm a werewolf? I don't have a hairdryer, Mars. I don't own a hairdryer. Would they not have Amber's mom/brother's address though? I'm sure they would have, but Amber never lived with them. So they wouldn't be looking there for Amberlynn. They would have been looking at an address where Amberlynn lived. Oh, the change of life. Oh, yes. Yes. I am getting old, honey fungus. Thank you for reminding me of that. That will be approaching. That will be approaching in a few years, I'm sure. Thank you for reminding me of my age.
I truly have no idea.
I started using custom hair care products from Pros after I started suspecting that
Yes, me too. Can you tell by my...
I was using the wrong products for my straight hair. My hair
Hey, good job, Lizzie R.
That's fair. Obviously, immediately.
Mars, the new Twilight film, The Change.
I end up calling the number that is on the FBI guys.
Man, now I kind of want Singapore noodles. Damn it, Amberlynn, those do look tasty. I do like Singapore noodles.
FBI card. I was the number
Sorry, I wasn't-
that is on the FBI.
I wasn't listening to her. I was busy thinking, I want some Singapore noodles for lunch.
Obviously, immediately, I end up calling the number that is on the FBI guys' FBI card. I was so scared. Some woman picked up, and she was like, "Oh yeah."
Well, you probably called the office, and it was probably like the receptionist or secretary there at the local field office.
I'm just gonna call the FBI guy Frank.
And here, the new side character is born.
FBI Frank. That's right, FBI Frank. Let me come protect you, Amberlynn. We're gonna find this bad guy. We're gonna keep you safe, little lady.
Why not? So Frank was like out of the office or something, and she was like, "I can give him a call like on his personal cell phone to get like a hold of you."
The noodles are the same color as my hair. Yes, my hair is the color of curry noodles. And it's making my head itch. Sorry, it's Chris.
What was that voice?
And in my head, I was like, "Why does she want to like bother him on his personal phone instead?"
Well, it's probably, I mean, there were probably a couple of numbers on the card that you were given. And she's probably just calling him on his office cell or something, his work cell.
Instead of just like leaving him a message, like, "What did I do?"
That poor furry wolf having hot flashes. DV.
Oh, so scared. I was like, "What is the promptness of this? Like, why do they want to talk to me this bad?" So I said, "Thank you. Yes, call him if you want. Like, whatever." And I'm a very patient person, but like situations like this, I don't have patience. I was like, "Oh my God, I need to know like what is happening."
Very random fact about me. I'm usually normally a pretty patient person, but
Are you? Are you? Because we've seen clips and pieces with like the ex-girlfriends where you are not the most patient person. Um I Yeah, press X to doubt on that. I don't think Amberlynn's a very patient person.
Like in this situation, I didn't even know what the word patience meant. Like I needed to know right this minute, like why did FBI Frank want to speak to me?
Just imagine the FBI trying to contact you guys. Like it puts you in a headspace that you didn't even know like you had. So it wasn't even.
It would be a little nerve-wracking if like the FBI reached out and was like, "Hey Libby, we want to talk to you." Be like, about what? I mean, it would probably be like a friend to put me down as like a reference for a job interview with the federal government, but yeah, this is FBI Frank.
In 45 seconds after I hung up with the receptionist, Frank called me.
Imagine having the FBI call you from their own personal cell phone that quickly and that swiftly. I was like, your girl's about to go to prison. I did something that I don't even know that I remember I did. Like, I was so...
She blacked out in a food coma, and she robbed a bank. Amberlynn's out here robbing banks and not realizing it. She held up a cheesecake factory for all the orange chicken.
anxious.
I said, Frank, man, you done scared me. No.
Yeah. I know her food does look big, and it is a lot of food, but also remember that it's very close to the camera.
Okay, it wasn't like that. No. Immediately.
Chinese food portions are usually pretty big.
He said, you are not in trouble.
I remember in that very moment, it felt like the weight of the world left me, but then I instantly thought, what did my brother do? What did my dad do? What did my mom do? Like, why do they...
Yeah, that would be probably the first thing that, like, for Amberlynn would be like, oh no, what did somebody in my family that's been in jail or prison or has done drugs, what did this family member do, and why are they coming to see me? Yeah, that would have been her fork. It's black, Lizzie. I also have black silverware. It's just black silverware.
They want to talk to me, of all people.
And I was like, oh my god, what did I do? Turns out, y'all.
I don't know why people care so much about what kind of fork Amberlynn uses. I honestly don't understand why people get obsessed with the fork she uses.
The FBI is actually on my side. I never thought that, like, cops or the FBI
Hey, Lizzie. Good to see you.
even remotely would care about some YouTuber online.
I think genuinely we underestimate some scary, scary comments online. And we always think like certain situations like, oh, something like that would never happen to us. That person was just a troll. I mean, it kind of goes along the lines of like when I got diagnosed with cancer, I thought in my head, like prior to, like, oh, that would never happen to me. Like
Black flatware. How's that, honey fungus? Black flatware.
no one's invincible to anything in this world.
So, yeah, so I don't think it's more that they... Oh, sorry for that pause face. It's not painted, Lizzie R. It's not painted. I have the same flatware. It's not painted. Yeah, it's not really about, oh, we care about this YouTuber. It's that we have somebody threatening to unalive somebody. And if there were people that, like, if there were enough people that, like, reported this person to the local police for Amber, and then they, like, the police and then, like, the FBI, like, looked into this person, yes, cutlery. Yes, thank you, honey fungus. That is another good word to use for it. not as fancy as y'all. um, if this person had been making multiple threats on multiple videos, and maybe not even only Amberlynn, maybe this person was making threats on other YouTube channel as well. We really don't know, but I imagine that this person, for the FBI to get involved and to contact this person, they probably made multiple threats on multiple Amberlynn videos and not just this one video. Um, uh, so it's more about this person is being very threatening and is making multiple threats, and they also have access to the other, to this person's other online persona and other online activity. So maybe they saw something in this person's history that gave them pause and made them a little more concerned, and they're probably not going to share all of that with Amberlynn. And if this person, they said that, I live near where you live, maybe they do actually live pretty close to Amberlynn, but possibly in a different state, which is maybe why the FBI got involved. So
turns out that a lot of people reported that very comment that I saw, and I guess they reported it to like authorities, like even higher than like just reporting it to YouTube.
Yeah, they probably reported it to the police, like contacted local police, and the police might have been like, oh, this isn't our jurisdiction, this is an FBI type thing. Because your local field offices for FBI handle a lot of things. Like, I can see people thinking, oh, the federal FBI. No, this is going to be a local field office.
The FBI ended up seeing it. Like, Frank was like, oh my god, like, complimenting me on my following and stuff. This is
I know people give her a lot of shit for, like, complimenting me on my following and stuff. I know Treeboy Elliott brought this up in his video yesterday, but being kind of like a, probably just a polite conversation. It could have been like, oh, that's a lot of people. Nice job. Or he's probably not like a, wow, you have such a good following. It was probably just a polite conversation thing, for like, she's like, oh yeah, I have like 200 and I think at that time, like, we'll say 200,000 subscribers. He could have been like, wow, that's a lot of people. Good job. Or something. Just, he probably wasn't like fawning over her like, oh, congratulations. It was probably just more like a polite conversation. Like, oh, that's a lot of people. What's Saul as you all?
Another part that people tease me about, and it's true, he did compliment me on my following, and I think that just a lot of people do that because I think that's just a nice thing to say. I don't really think that like everyone.
Oh yeah, Amberlynn's bringing it up here, like, it's just a polite conversation.
Completely genuine when they compliment me, like when I tell them about my following. Like, if like the first time I ever saw my tax accountant, like 8 years ago, I was complimented by them because they needed to know my job.
Yeah, I should still say Saul.
And then one time,
like both.
I was signing up for a freaking Costco card years ago, and they complimented me on my thing then because you needed to say what your job was. Like, I think people just say that to be nice. It doesn't mean they're being 100% genuine. But FBI Frank did compliment me. Whether he actually meant it or not, it did happen. But guess what?
Can I have your autograph? Mademoiselle Scythe. Or the lady at the casino that was kind of shading her. Oh, are you a TikToker or an influencer or whatever? Oh, because people don't dress like that. Oh my god, that old woman was shady AF.
So they took that comment very seriously,
as they should.
They did a whole IP address, like tracked him. Ooh. Okay, I'm not gonna say who the person is that left that comment, but it is a guy, and I know his full name. I know where he lives. So they were like,
she's wound up, never stop yapping. Me or Amberlynn?
full name. I know where he lives. So they were like worried for me. They were like, "Do you know this guy?" I said, "Nope, never heard of him."
So they could have just been like, "Hey," cause it's like, why would they give Amberlynn the guy's address, right? And it could have just been like to check. Here's the guy's name. Here's where he lives. Maybe just checking. Do you know anybody that lives at this address? Do you know anybody that lives here? Do you know this person? So it's Mars. What if it's Dalton? Well, I doubt it because she knows this guy's name, right? So it could have been just a check. This is the guy's name. Do you know anybody by this name? And she's like, okay, well, here's where he lives. Now, they may not have given her the complete address. They may have just been like, he lives in X city. Do you know anybody that lives in this city? They may not have been like, he lives at 724 South Pine Street. They may have just, he lives in Concord, whatever, or whatever. He lives in this city. Do you know anybody in this city?
So, I don't know. I think it's pretty neat that, like...
Full fat Coke. Soda doesn't have fat, Lizzie? Do you mean full, like, sugar, calories?
If there is, like, a fear that I have from a YouTube comment or a message, Frank is there. He said, call me anytime.
That's right, Amberlynn. I'm your personal FBI agent. If you ever get scared, you call me.
Aw, FBI Frank being there. I actually did not contact him since then, so...
If you ever feel threatened or anything like that, I've never talked to the FBI.
I've been assigned to the Amberlynn Reed Squad. So if you ever get scared, you just reach out to old FBI Frank.
So I thought that was like literally the craziest thing. Like they were really truly worried about my safety, and I don't know, I felt like really safe for a minute there.
I felt really safe for a minute there. Oh, that is a face to pause on. I am so sorry, Amberlynn. I do her dirty on a lot of these pause faces, and I do apologize.
I just had to share that with you guys. It's so weird. I don't know. I think I'm just like really overly grateful. Like when it happened, this happened like, I know it's been like over a month, maybe 2 months. I don't really know. But when it happened, I was so scared at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Like, what did I do? But it turns out I didn't do anything. They were actually just there for me. I don't know.
So
they were there for me. So Amberlynn has a tendency to be very hyperbolic in her speech. We all know this. So it's kind of like the, y'all are weird in England. Full fat Coke. Y'all are weird. But I love you anyway. So the way that Amberlynn speaks, whenever she tells these stories, she's just telling a story, right? I think she's being very hyperbolic with some of the things that she says, and it's not like 100%, you know, what, like, oh, they're there for me, they care. This is just Amberlynn. Wow, this wig is just sliding up my head. It's a jokey way of saying not Diet Coke. Got you. Hi, Nakana. Sorry, I'm late. Why has the very handsome FBI Frank taken over this channel? Where's Elizabeth? You know, well, Libby had to go run some errands, so FBI Frank is stepping in for her. I know I'm very handsome. Let me... Oh, you're funny.
The day that I did get in contact with the FBI, I was actually going over to a friend's house that day, and they were trying to call me, but I was on the phone with the FBI. So then,
Shh. Honey Fungus, it's not a wig. This is my real hair. This is FBI Frank's real hair right here.
I actually texted my friends and I was like, this isn't even clickbait. Because that was something that we used to say, like when we would say something outrageous. We'd be like, this is not clickbait. But I even sent them a text, which you can see here in the screenshot, where I was like, I was just on the phone with the FBI. And I'll explain when I get to your house.
Okay, so yeah, so they're like, sounds good to me, lol. And Amberlynn's like, I was on the phone with the FBI. I wish this was clickbait, lol. And their friend's like, why? And Amberlynn's like, I'll explain when we get there. And then there's a meme that looks like it's from Friends with Joey doing something. Man, I do want some Chinese food now. Damn you, Amberlynn. Curse you!
I just think that's pretty great.
It is pretty
It makes me
great.
feel like comforted. Shrimpy.
Not gonna lie, watching this video makes me want to do a mukbang. It makes me want to just enjoy a meal with you guys.
Oh, does it now? I guess our next video is going to be Amberlynn eating with us. Maybe on her live stream on Tuesday. We will have an Amberlynn mukbang, not mook-bong, for crying out loud. I have mustache hair in my mouth. You know, if you learn anything else from me, mukbang, and how to use eaten in a sentence.
Something I genuinely love about mukbangs is I eat less in them. Because when I'm eating at home by myself, because I live by myself, I'm usually eating while watching something and I eat extremely fast. And it's like I'm not sitting there enjoying my meal. But when I film a mukbang, I'm eating slow, talking to you guys in between bites. I don't know, I kind of miss it.
So, yeah, she said this before, that it slows her down, makes her eat a little more slower, which will help her feel fuller quicker if she's eating slower and talking to people, which, I mean, I think a lot of us are that way. Like, if we go out to eat with people and we're talking to people while we're eating, it's going to take us a little bit longer to eat than if we're at home just eating our food in front of TV or whatever. Then twist the noodles onto the fork. These noodles aren't really made for fork twisting, Lizzie R. It's not spaghetti.
See, the shrimp tastes amazing, but I very much am a texture person, and the texture of shrimp,
The texture of shrimp. I'm also a meat texture girly. I can't eat meat if it has a weird texture, which is why I can't eat sushi. But yeah, didn't you eat like half a ring of shrimp from Walmart?
I have slowly realized that I'm hating it more and more. So like, here's another piece of shrimp. I could have a few pieces and that's like it. Then it just makes me feel sick.
Such a true statement. Texture of shrimp is not always the greatest, but thankfully the Singapore rice noodle here in Oklahoma where I live, I don't know if they like cook their shrimp like extra long, but the texture doesn't get me grossed out as bad. But like, if the shrimp is like not cooked for as long as I want it to be, like I can only take a couple bites.
I don't know. I
But
don't
like
eat
the
shrimp.
first few bites,
Or love the first two bites. Nom, 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 nom. No, it's not a warmed plate.
I'm like, okay, that tastes good. It really does taste amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend this.
Nom, 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 nom.
Welcome to a Gateway Fiber home. in
Oh
a
yes,
Gateway
welcome
Fiber
to a
neighborhood
Gateway Fiber home.
with super fast speeds for just one more
Where's my
episode.
mouse?
Yeah.
Sorry, my mouse went to sleep. My neighbor just got Gateway Fiber installed. I need to ask him how he likes it. Because they came through our neighborhoods 2 years ago and put in all the cabling. And they just connected it to his house a couple of weeks ago. I saw them out there doing it. So I need to change to Gateway Fiber and get rid of my Spectrum.
How's your...
You're not missing anything, Mars.
Whoops. But yeah.
Man, now I do want to go up to my grocery store and get some Singapore noodles. I may do that after the stream. I'll run up to my grocery store that sells it in their deli and get me some Singapore noodles.
How's everyone doing?
Why do you ask that in a video? Because people aren't going to be able to answer you. I mean, here in the live, I can be like, hey, how you guys doing? And I'll get responses from people. But if I'm doing a recorded video, if I'm like, hey, how y'all do? I mean, sure, they can maybe answer me in the comments. But I'm not going to see those comments. I don't really read comments on my videos anymore. I turn my notifications off.
Yeah.
I check like every 2 or 3 weeks and remove ones that cross any lines.
Behind the scenes, I'm trying to really do some stuff.
Are
I
ya?
genuinely have no idea what I'm talking about there, and I don't know if I actually talk anymore.
I like it. But behind the scenes, I'm trying to do some stuff. And then Ember's like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Yeah, like watching Amber eat, like, but looking at the noodles are good noodles. Because I'm thinking of the noodles that I've had before, and those noodles are kind of good.
More about the FBI Frank stuff in this, so I'm going to continue watching this, and if I do have something to say about the FBI stuff, then I will let you know. But I do have a screen recording of me actually speaking to the person who first sent me the FBI card and said the FBI like came by to like speak to you. So I want to show you guys like what I said to them, which is also proof that I was not lying. All right, so I did watch the rest of the video and no more talk of FBI Frank happened. So here I'm going to show you the voice memos that I actually sent the person who contacted me. So here it is.
Okay, so I'm sending this in voice memo because I feel like it would be easier. So first of all, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I just got so much anxiety and I was so scared, but I figured I would tell you guys like why they wanted to talk to me, because I just called them, just talked to them, because I don't want you guys worried. I mean, I don't even know if you are, but so I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? I thought maybe I did something bad and I didn't know, you know? So after calling, the guy got a hold of me, and it turns out
I hate when I accidentally commit a federal crime and I don't even realize it.
they saw a comment on my YouTube page from back in October. And I remember this comment so well, which is really weird because I get so many comments per video, but this comment was threatening to kill me. And I remember it because they were like, yeah, I know exactly where you live, and just like literally threatening to kill me. So I guess the FBI found that comment, which I'm not sure how, but long story short, whoops, I was cut off. But long story short, they actually found the IP address for that account, and they found the guy's name, and they have a picture of him. So they want to show me the guy to see if I like know him or not. I don't know, but I was really scared. But thank you for contacting me. I hope you're doing good. So the last 10 seconds of that voice memo was something personal to them about their life.
What's this? Editing Amberlynn? Editing Lynn? The voice memos are to the sister of an ex of hers, the person that reached out and sent Amberlynn the picture of the card and told her, hey, the FBI came by looking for you.
So I am just saying that obviously I'm going to leave that part out.
So the FBI Frank story is absolutely without a doubt real. It did happen. I know it sounds far-fetched. I know it sounds crazy, but it did happen.
And due to them not knowing where I live, that obviously raises questions of, was this just a troll? I don't have the answer for you because I don't know. I'm strictly telling you what happened to me. And the whole FBI Frank story is 100% true, troll or not. But like, it seemed very real.
All I took out of this video is I want to film.
If somebody was trolling her and pretending to be the FBI, I don't know if she ever met with this agent in person, but if somebody was doing this as a troll, that is a federal crime because you're impersonating a federal agent. That is illegal.
Film a mukbang, y'all. Like, what the heck? Anyway.
It's not really that convoluted, Lizzie R. It's pretty clear.
Anyways, that is the end of this Reactlin. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
I prefer you to not react to your own videos. But where is my... Yeah, so it's... Law enforcement does take threats of physical violence seriously. And if they looked into this person and saw possibly more threats on other videos, they would have taken it probably even more seriously. It's not okay to threaten to do these things to people. I mean, if somebody were to comment on one of my videos and be like, hey, I know where you live, I'm gonna unalive you, that would freak me out, and I would be reporting that to the police. And I would hope they would take it seriously, because I don't know who this is. I don't know if this is some unhinged crazy person that just found, my channel randomly. So it's, I mean, she does have the text messages, she has the voice notes, she has these things. So it's all very plausible, is what I'm saying. And I don't know why Amberlynn would suddenly make up this story of, oh, the FBI contacted me, and then fabricate all these things. Amberlynn doesn't have the skills to fabricate these things. So, all that being said, I don't know why she felt the need at this time to try to prove the FBI Frank is real. Could be because this has come up recently. Maybe people have brought up FBI Frank again recently. But as you can see, FBI Frank is real. I'm right here. You meant the sister of whichever ex messaging, and Amber not explaining if the person making threats is from a neighboring state, county is convoluted, but you explained it perfectly. Thank you. Well, I mean, Amberlynn isn't going to tell us where this person lives, right? She's not going to give us info on this person. And she's not going to tell us which sister's ex, or which ex's sister, because she doesn't want people to reach out to that person. She doesn't want people to start getting harassed, probably. Is why she didn't bring up any of these people's names. But yeah, I don't know. It's all very plausible, because this would be a federal type thing, especially if the person did live in a different state. Then that would be a federal agency, which would be the FBI, that would investigate this. And like I said, there are field offices, and that's where this agent would have been. It would have been from a local field office, not from like the federal FBI in Washington, D.C. So, it's 2:13. It's been a little over an hour. Let's really quickly go through some of this Lex bullshit. So, yesterday, Lex posted this community tab post saying, breaking news! Well, okay, not really, but Emily just texted me some ridiculous sounding text message, so I wanted to try to compile that along with my thoughts about it into my next video. My next video was just supposed to be a fun project that I've been working on, but I want to be able to get this tea to you guys as timely as possible. So I will finish what I've already been working on, and then I will start another video regarding what just happened between Emily and I. And that should be between Emily and me, because you are the direct object of that sentence. BTW, Amberlynn, get your girl out my inbox. So. You don't know, usually nothing done unless a crime is committed. It's a little different when it comes to threats, Fiona's mom. If somebody is threatening to kill somebody, they're gonna take that a little more seriously, because there have been crimes online from YouTube and other social media things. Sorry, my hair's still wet from getting a cut, and it's been flattened down. So yeah, we have this tab. So Emily messaged Lex, and Lex is like, so, well, Emily messaged me. So Emily got ahead of this. I think her project was that song Mars. I think it was. So Emily posted on Instagram. All right, I'll show these to you, but can I read that on there? I don't know. I have it open on my Instagram too. So, Emily, I got the hiccup burps. I'm so sorry. Emily messaged Alexis and said, sorry, I can't do a Wisconsin accent, so, hey, this is Emily. Amberlynn and I aren't together, and I'm trying to separate myself from, quote, girl world. Can you please not talk about me in videos anymore? I have never done anything wrong by you, so I don't know why you're giving me so much hate. I never encouraged Amberlynn to DoorDash, bro, lol. Do I DoorDash? Yes, I'm guilty of that for sure, but I just want to move past this chapter in my life. It's been hectic enough, for lack of a better word. And then Alexis responded, you have. I literally remember what you got. Chicken nugget meal from McDonald's. I took that screenshot, Lizzie R. These are my own screenshots from Instagram. So Alexis said, you have. I literally remember what you got. Chicken nugget meal from McDonald's for you, and a chicken sandwich for Amber Lynn. You told her you liked and wanted to hear the crunch of the chicken. Let me get the second one up here. Boop. Come on. Let me make this bigger. Having a hard time grabbing the corner. I remember it clear as day. You cannot manipulate me like you do other women. And you know damn well you stunted her progress as far as weight loss goes. And you should be ashamed of yourself for that, amongst many other things. As far as I'm concerned, you knew what would happen if you got involved with Amberlynn. I'm not the only one talking about you. Go ahead and message the other 500 plus reaction channels that talk about you and Amberlynn. I actually talk about you the least amount compared to all of her other reaction channels. Message me or contact me again, and it will be considered harassment. I don't think you know what harassment is, Alexis, but what harassment could be is the shit that you spewed in your video about Telegram. Lose my number while you're at it, weirdo. And then Emily says, telling you to stop harassing me via YouTube is harassment? Okay. If you feel the need to still talk about me, then do what you feel you need to do, I guess. But if anything, I ask you to at least leave my kid out of it, please. So, 500 plus reaction channels. I don't think there's 500 of us. Maybe 50, but I wouldn't say 500. As far as blaming Emily for stunting Amberlynn's weight loss progress, no, she didn't. Amberlynn did that herself. Yeah, it's gross. It's hilarious. Emily beat Alexis to the punch. Amberlynn stunted her own weight loss progress. She didn't gain any more with Emily than she would have gained without Emily. We saw the exact same weight loss up and down that we always see with Amberlynn. You can't blame that on Emily. So as far as like the chicken thing, so we do have a couple of comments that Emily responded to. I still have my mustache on. So this one here says, somebody asked, okay, but did you or did you not say that you like and want to hear the crunch of the chicken, lol? And Emily had said, we had an inside joke about it. We both laughed. She's making it into something it's not. We did have long distance dates where we ate meals together. And then somebody was like, oh, we had inside jokes. Or are we just going to skip past that part? And Emily says, Lamau, we did. We were eating dinner together on FaceTime with AirPods in. It's sounding like my skull fracturing in real time. So, you know, some people do like to hear the crunch of things. I mean, so that could be whatever. But then we have another message here. Where this person says, damn, so wait, Alexis talking about you to the world isn't harassment, but you asking her in a nice way in YouTube messages is? What the F? She's just as delusional as her bestie Amber. And then Emily replies to that comment saying, 2 peas in a pod. So it seems like Emily might be regretting her time with Amberlynn and has a different view of Amberlynn after they broke up. But yeah, so Emily's just kind of like, you know what? Giving Alexis the old middle finger and just being like, here's the messages. You know, it's nothing crazy. So those were the messages. And then Alexis uploaded a video, I think earlier today perhaps. I don't remember. I really don't care. But we're going to watch it really quickly. It's only 8 minutes long. It's titled Addressing Emily's Text and Give Beck their inheritance money back with like 8 exclamation points. So I just wish Alexis would go away. I know people are egging her on and everything. But here's the thing. All of these people trying to spill tea on Amberlynn, whether it's an ex or somebody like Alexis, people only care about this person because they want tea on Amberlynn. They don't give a shit about the person. Most of the people, like, don't even like Destiny. But they want to hear Destiny say shit like swamp ass or things like that. They don't give a shit about Destiny. They don't even like Destiny, most of the people. Most of the people didn't even like Beck whenever she was with Amberlynn. But since they broke up, everybody's all up Beck's ass. But, like, most of the people only want to hear tea about Amberlynn. Like, all of these Q&As that people are asking, like Jordy and Snowflake and the Ankle, they're all about Amberlynn. Nobody's asking questions about Beck. Like, hey, Beck, what are your plans for the future? What are you most looking forward to after you get married? What are you looking forward to? What do you do? Nobody's asking anything because they don't give a shit about these people. All they care about is tea on Amberlynn, and I think that's very sad that people are playing into this. It's just like, maybe actually care about the person that you're trying to get information from and get tea from. I don't know. So that's my little rant on that. All right, let's see this. So this is, I think, a clip from Alexis's little music video that she made of Hecticana featuring Amberlynn. Oh shit, that's from the Crumble Cookie shit.
I have boundaries that I have set, and if you can't respect those, then you can get the fuck out.
Jesus Christ.
It's that simple.
Why is she using that as an opening clip for her video? Fuck, Alexis. I don't...
Hello, hello, hello. Today...
Shut the fuck up. Sorry. I do not like Alexis. I don't like, even if Amberlynn is a shitty person a lot of the time, stabbing a friend in the back like Alexis has done just because Amberlynn chose to date somebody else over you, and then because they weren't giving you enough attention, you're just a shitty person too.
Today I'm going to be talking about a couple of different things. I want to briefly go over Amberlynn's newest video, and I just want to have like a little chat with you, girl.
I don't care what you have to...
about how Amberlynn is literally the world's biggest deflector. I'm also going to be sharing screenshots from a conversation that I had with Emily last night. I know...
I wouldn't call that a conversation, Alexis. I would call that you trying to be all high and mighty and coming off as a bitch, and Emily just being like, hey, look, I'm not with Amberlynn anymore. Basically, you all have done enough damage to my life just for trying to have a relationship with someone. Back the fuck off. Because all this shit that Alexis tried to allege, not cool. Probably had people calling police and shit.
That these screenshots have already been circulating around the internet, but she just posted them on her Instagram, her private Instagram, and gave absolutely no context whatsoever. So I'm going to go over that.
The context would be that you keep talking about her and she's sick of it. That is what the context is.
Conversation, why I think it happened, my perspective of the whole situation, and why I genuinely think that Emily and Amberlynn are still together.
I just think you're a fucking idiot.
Also been receiving an overwhelming amount of comments of people that want me to talk about Beck and the inheritance money situation. So
what the fuck would you know about this unless Amberlynn said to you, hey, I took Beck's inheritance? Is this mustache distracting? Should I take the mustache off? FBI Frank is still here. Just took off the hair a little bit. I mean, why do people... I mean, granted, why do people care what I think about these videos? Why do people watch me reacting to these videos? And so I shouldn't be like, who cares what Alexis thinks? Because who cares what I think? But it's just... They're going to think that Alexis has some kind of inside scoop and tea on this. And she's not going to. The mustache is fantastic. I just gotta remember to take it off before I leave my house again.
Oh, I guess I'm going to briefly share my thoughts about that as well. Also, this cutie little cutie pie is my cat Basil.
Just upload videos of your cat. I'll watch that. I don't give a shit what you have to say, though.
So let's get into it.
Hi, YouTube. This is Emily.
So this is, I've seen this video before. This is the only video that Emily has on her personal YouTube channel. She was going to start vlogging and uploading videos. This is like 10 years old, this video. She was like 18, I think. 17 or 18. And this was the only video that she has uploaded to her channel. Now, I'm very surprised that Alexis is not showing the channel name because it would be doxing Emily's full name, which she hasn't put out there.
So, as I was editing my intro, I received a comment on one of my community posts, and it was a link to this video that Emily made when she was 19. Thank you so much for that. But with that being said, I think I'm going to start with Emily. Also, I just want to say, I don't know what it is about Midwest alternative people, but if our paths would have crossed a little bit sooner and under different circumstances, I genuinely think that Emily and I would have been good friends.
I guess Lex had a goth phase here. Little alternative Lex here.
So, I want to be a YouTube sensation.
Aw, I'm so glad that happened for you, sweetheart. So last night, as I was finishing up at work, I received a text message from a random phone number with an area code from my city. So I'm assuming that Emily had to make a fake number or had like a app for a fake number because her and Amberlynn are both blocked on my phone. And they're both blocked off of all the social media that I have, which is just TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, and YouTube. And like, I understand like addressing me publicly.
She really committed to those eyebrows.
Like the way that I'm addressing Emily publicly. Like, if you wanted to make a Facebook post addressing me, an Instagram post addressing me, even a YouTube video addressing me, that is completely fine by me.
But you wouldn't have seen it because you have them blocked. So she's reaching out privately to be like, hey, stop talking about me. Because unless you're following all of these people, even though you have all of them blocked, you're not going to see it.
That is all good in my book. But if I have your number blocked, I don't want to fucking talk to you. Do not text me. Do not call me.
Don't talk to me, but I'm going to talk about you all the fuck I want.
Do not make a fake number trying to get a hold of me. I don't want to talk to you. Also, I just want to say one thing before I add in my response to her. If you are trying to stay out of Gora World, if you are trying to stay unrelated to Amberlynn, if you are trying to dissociate yourself from this community, why the fuck would you text me? Do you not realize that I'm going to put this stuff in my video? I'm going to continue to talk about you. Or maybe that was the plan all along. Miss, I want to be a YouTube sensation. Who knows? Maybe you're trying.
That video was like 10 years ago, and that was the only video she posted to that channel. That's the only video she ever made and uploaded to that channel. At least it is still there. So I could totally see her just being like, hey, Alexis, I'm just asking you person to person. Please stop talking about me. Don't bring my kid into this. Basically, just stop making up stupid bullshit.
Trying to get the heat off of your SSBBW girlfriend that you claim you're not dating anymore. Because she's once again in a crock of shit for being an awful person and being abusive towards her ex-partners. So after she...
Wait, how did she spell that? Oh, IVE, okay.
She tried to be like, I didn't encourage Amberlynn to DoorDash. I was like, girl, I literally remember what both of you ordered and where you ordered it from. I love how she tried to refute my initial claims and then posted this in a comment on her Instagram. So you did do it. You did encourage Amberlynn to order DoorDash because you like...
She didn't say that she encouraged her to order DoorDash. All she said here is we would have dinner together. Since we were long distance, we would have dinner dates over FaceTime. She isn't saying I told Amberlynn to order DoorDash. If Amberlynn doesn't need encouragement to order DoorDash. Amberlynn used to order Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever, 3 times a fucking day. I don't think she needs Emily's encouragement. You know, she could have been like, oh, I don't have anything to fix. Emily could have been like, well, then order something. So, Alexis just doesn't make any fucking sense.
The crunch of the chicken. So I'm going to need you to stop lying, and I'm going to need you to stop denying the claim that you wanted to hear the crunch of the chicken. And I didn't say anything bad about it. I didn't say that you guys were doing anything explicit.
So what Emily is saying here is we had a joke about it because it was loud inside of her AirPods. And she's like, oh, I want to hear the crunch of the chicken because it was really, really loud. And maybe she did like the way food sounded. I don't know. I don't care. Some people do like the way things crunchy sound. But Alexis just blows shit out of proportion. And I think she's just a fucking idiot.
I just said that Amberlynn was debating if she should or she shouldn't, and you encouraged her in the wrong direction, like you always do. So stop saying that you didn't encourage Amberlynn to eat on camera for you, because you did, and I saw it multiple times before I cut both of you off. So this was my final
Emily likes to watch people eat. She's never denied that. She enjoys that sort of thing. And if you're having a dinner date long distance on FaceTime, you're probably going to be watching the person eat. A lot of people in long distance relationships will do these kinds of things to feel like they're having something closer with the person they're long distance with. Hey, let's have dinner together over FaceTime. Let's cook dinner together while we're talking on the phone, and then we'll sit down and eat dinner together over FaceTime, and it feels like we're having dinner together. This is why mukbang started in South Korea. So you could eat dinner with the person on the video and feel like you weren't alone. Ow! I hit my knuckle on my desk. You could feel like you weren't alone and eating dinner with this person. That's the whole reason mukbang started. Ugh. Oh, I had a little bit of soda in a can that ended up on my lap. Let me wipe that up. It was just a little drip. But it's just, she makes it all sound nefarious when it's nothing unusual that people in a long distance relationship wouldn't really be doing would be doing anyway for a lot of people.
response. After I sent this, I actually blocked this new number from Emily, but I did see her final response to me that I didn't receive, so I will add that in after this. But essentially, I was just like, girl, like, I talk about you probably
Taking out my frustration on the desk. More like on my poor knuckle. I need to lotion my hands.
the least amount compared to other reaction channels. Not even saying that I'm like a reaction channel, because I'm really not. I pretty much have just been strictly sticking to sharing my thoughts and opinions that I've had about my own experiences.
Yeah, that's a reaction channel.
But I once again told
No, you share your opinions about shit that you have nothing to do with whatsoever.
her, like, lose my number, stop contacting me, like, make a post somewhere publicly if you want to address me, but you are not welcome to contact my personal number. You are not welcome. I mean, I think that we have all gathered that you don't have the
You are not welcome.
personality for YouTube, so I understand not wanting to make a YouTube video to address me, but you clearly have no problem hopping on your Instagram and making posts even though your account is private. So why don't you just stick to that the next time you have something
Saying that Emily doesn't have the personality for YouTube, coming from Lex, is kind of rich.
to say to me? So this was Emily's final response that I never received because I had already blocked
I like that Emily has her in her phone as Alexis Other. I don't know what that...
her again at this point, but I just want to say no. You telling me to stop harassing you via YouTube is not harassment. What is harassment is how I blocked your number and Amber Lynn's number and both of you off of every single social media platform that I'm on. And you are
Frank has had too much coffee. Oh, that wasn't coffee in that cup. In that cup, it was whiskey. Yeah, I mean, Alexis, some of the shit that Alexis has posted, like the video about Telegram, that could be considered harassment or inciting harassment of Emily with the things that she was saying in that video. And she also brought up Emily's kid, which is not okay.
are still reaching out to me. You had to consciously go download some kind of app and make a fake number to text me on. That is harassment. Also, nobody is talking about your child. Nobody cares. All I've ever said about your kid is that maybe you should stop worrying about Amber Lynn and this community and start worrying more about your family life. Because when Amber Lynn is no longer in your life, whether that's now or in the future, she will be gone. But your friends and your family, they will still be there. So why don't you pull your head from Amber Lynn's unwashed ass and be an adult and do adult things? Also, I'm not going to say too much, but I'm going to say this. You live way too close to be playing in my inbox like this. I suggest that you stop.
Oh, you live way too close to be playing in my... What do you think Emily's gonna do? So... Lex has mentioned Emily's kid before. She has. And... somebody commented on Emily's post on Instagram with these pictures. Somebody commented, you had a kid and Amber and let's see, what was it? Something about you have a kid and Amber Lynn never mentioned this. And Emily's like, because I refused to let her, or I refused to allow her to mention my kid. And they were like, oh, well, that makes sense. It's like, because it's nobody's fucking business.
Lame, I'm a dork.
So I actually am not going to say anything about this video other than I want
I'm not going to say anything about this video.
to take a look at the top comment under this video. So I don't really have too much to say about this because I wasn't in Amber Lynn or Beck's life when this was all taking place. And I don't think it's appropriate to share my commentary on something that I didn't experience and wasn't there to experience. But
That's probably the smartest damn thing we've heard Alexis say yet.
But what I will say is that I do believe it was wrong. I do believe that Amber Lynn should give Beck back at least the $6,000. And in my opinion, I think that
The number keeps going up and up and up. If Amber Lynn did keep this money from Beck, yes, I believe Amber Lynn should give that money to Beck. But
Amber Lynn should pay back for all of the live streams and all of the hard work that Beck did for those live streams. But Amber Lynn is cheap. I know this from experience. So I know that she's not going to do that. But I mean, at least the $6,000. And I know $6,000 isn't a lot, especially for everything that Beck had to go through with Amber Lynn. But $6,000 would change a lot of people's lives. It would change my life. I mean, I'd be caught up for
$6,000 is a lot of money for a lot of people. I mean, that's like several months of work for a lot of people. You know, that could help Beck, you know, not have to work for a couple of months maybe, or, you know, catch up on some bills, pay some bills. put towards their wedding,
For sure.
maybe call FBI Frank. That's right. You just give me a call.
But that's besides the point. And I also want to say that any content that I make regarding Amberlynn that isn't about this particular situation isn't me trying to help Amberlynn deflect from all of this inheritance money conversation. I firmly believe that Beck and the community should continue to stand on Amberlynn's neck regarding this situation. But I have a YouTube channel, I'm monetized, and I'm allowed to post any content that I want to.
Yeah, you can post whatever you want. It's just, why?
Regardless of what situation is going on at the time. Well, that's all I got for today. If you liked this video, please subscribe, comment, like.
I did not.
Share, whatever you want to do. And I'll see you.
Yeah. I like that Emily posted the conversation before Lex had a chance to even talk about it. I think that's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, as far as the whole inheritance situation, we've talked about this before. We're not gonna know Amberlynn's side of it until she tells us. Until then, everybody is going to believe Beck, and even if Amberlynn does come out and give a different story, people are still going to believe Beck, just because people by default believe Beck and don't believe Amberlynn. So unless Amberlynn comes with any kind of receipts, whether it's screenshots or messages or anything about anything, because Amberlynn has said in videos that Beck is lying about some things, but hasn't said what Beck is lying about. People are just going to be like, okay, fine, whatever, you think Beck is lying, but nobody's going to believe Amberlynn unless Amberlynn comes with actual proof. And that's just all there is to it, because people are going to just by default believe Beck. And here's the thing, Beck knows that. So that could be one reason for Beck to be like, oh, I'm going to make up this situation. I don't know why they would, other than just to make Amberlynn look bad. But, yeah. I think that's all we have for that. So we have FBI Frank has made an appearance, and, FBI Frank is here for any of your protection needs. You just reach on out and give me a call. But I don't know. I do think that the situation with the FBI contacting Amberlynn, I do think it probably did happen. There's the voice memos, the text messages, the pictures, and depending on the person that made these comments, we don't know how many comments this person had made previously, because Amberlynn would oftentimes not check her messages or her channel comments. So for the FBI to be like, yeah, let's look into this situation because this person seems a little unhinged, then they could possibly do that. So now the local police probably wouldn't give a shit, but other agencies probably would, because local police tend to sometimes do that. Oh, it's nothing, and they'll just blow things off until something does happen, and then it's a problem. But I think that's all we have for today. I do need to go get some lunch. Maybe I'll go get some Singapore noodles. Who knows? And I need to do some work. I need to pack for my trip. So yeah, real quick, once again, I'm going out of town tomorrow. I'm going to Texas. I will not be back until Wednesday evening. So I do not expect to have any time to do any streaming. I won't be taking my personal laptop. I would be able to stream from a work laptop using StreamYard, but I don't anticipate having any time to actually stream onto my channel, so do not expect to see me until Thursday. So, and I do apologize, but I need to go out of town for work for a couple of days, so maybe Wednesday night if I get back early enough on Wednesday. Maybe we'll do a stream Wednesday night, but it all just depends. So, I need to do some work before I go out of town. I need to work. I need to pack. Maybe we'll play some video games later tonight if I get the chance. I'm going to peel this mustache off and hopefully not rip my skin off my face whenever we take this off. But I hope you all have... Oh, I'm a little... Get my porn stash on here. But But thank you for spending a little bit of your Saturday with me. I greatly appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of the weekend. Fiona's mom, I will message you tomorrow to let you know where I am when I get to Texas, and we will try to meet up. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you Wednesday night or Thursday. And until then, be safe and take care.